Hello there, my name is Betsy, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the footage for this drawing that I made a couple of days ago. Now, the footage was kind of hiding in my iPad for a few days. I just needed to find the time to get around to it and to kind of put everything together. So I really do hope that you like this drawing. I actually really loved the way that it came out. I really, really loved the outcome. So what I'm going to show you here is kind of what I went through, what I was thinking. So as you can see, I really just got started by creating this little bit of a pencil sketch with a few curves that I found appealing. And then you'll notice that I kind of went over it and created these little pieces over the top. I've kind of been playing around with that lately just to kind of help add some layering to some of these shapes. And so I'm hoping, or at least when I was drawing it at that point, I was really just hoping that it would come out okay, and I think it did. So it was a pretty good outcome to a little experiment. And so the thing that I am using here, in case you're wondering, I'm using a set of pens that have waterproof ink, but it is in a sepia tone. So your eyes are not fooling you. They're not deceiving you. This ink is not black. It is a sepia, so it's kind of like a dark brown color. And I think I do like them. I tend to use sepia ink that's a little bit lighter, so that this one came out pretty dark was kind of nice. Because I do love using black ink pens, and this was pretty close to that, except it was just like this kind of brownish color. So that was nice. So I really enjoyed it. And if you are interested in taking a look at these, I will link them in the description so that you can check them out. Now you'll see that what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of going to keep adding some of these shapes following those pencil lines that I did earlier. They were pretty simple. It was just like a circle and a couple of swirls, and I'm kind of just drawing over them just to complete the look. And also, if you're wondering about the size of this page, it is 5 inches. There we go. It is exactly 5 inches by 5 inches, I believe. It's pretty small because I wanted to make sure that it fit inside of my art journal. I didn't feel like drawing in the art journal that time. I don't know why. I just wasn't feeling it. So I cut a piece of paper that was going to fit in the art journal, and then I'm going to glue it in there afterwards, just because I feel like that kind of just helps me mentally. Sometimes when I'm dealing with the journal, I don't enjoy having to kind of flip it around and move it around. It gets a little annoying. But if it's just a piece of paper, then I can kind of just do whatever I need to do. I can rotate it however I need to and just kind of feel comfortable with what I'm doing. And when I'm done, I'll just glue it in, and no fuss, no problems. It's just nice and easy. So that's what I'm doing here. The thing that I like about this set of pens is that it did come with a very big brush pen. So you see I made some really thick lines right there, and those were done with that big brush pen. That was nice. So I am going to use it a couple of times here just to create those kind of really heavy lines from time to time. But other than that, the pen I'm mostly using for a lot of this is the 0.3. So not too big, not too small. It's just nice enough. Just somewhere in the middle. But yeah, as you guys know, I got sick a couple of weeks ago. I feel like I don't want to be talking about it all the time because it probably gets annoying, but I am feeling better. My voice does still kind of break. It's still a little sore. I'm not entirely back to 100%. I'd hate to say this. It's just, this is kind of how it goes for me. I've been this way ever since I was a little kid. Anytime I got a cold or the flu, it just would take me completely out of commission for weeks and weeks and weeks. Of course, back then, my mother didn't know any better, so she would send me to school like that, and I have a lot of really bad memories of having to spend the whole day in the nurse's office because I was very, very sick, and there was nobody to pick me up and bring me home. So those are things that I remember. It's always been like this, but now I've got my own time and my own ways to spend it. So I am sorry, you guys. I haven't been posting many videos, but I really have been recovering this whole time. And it's really hard to do voiceovers on videos when my voice just is constantly just breaking, and when my throat is just constantly having issues. Today's a pretty good day. I feel like My voice is clearing up quite a bit. It's doing a lot better. I'm breathing better as well. I do have some kind of issues with asthma a little bit. Oh my gosh. I think about it and I know I have so many problems, and I don't want to have to go listing them off all right now. But unfortunately, when I do get sick, there are a lot of things that get impacted, and it kind of, I have to just be patient, and I have to just take my time and let my body heal. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Is I want so badly to go back to doing some live streams and hanging out with you guys and doing all of that. But alas, I must be patient. I must give things time. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm still enjoying drawing from time to time, and most days I do make some time to draw. I am keeping up with my 100-day project. I will try to make some time sometime soon to show you guys all of the drawings that I have done while I am sick. Some of them are okay, some of them are good, some of them are bad. But I'll show you what I've created, because even when I'm sick, I do get bored, and I do need to kind of find something to do that doesn't require me running around so much. So I will share those with you as soon as I have some time. And I am keeping my fingers crossed that I do start to feel better, that I start getting my energy back, because unfortunately I feel totally wiped out. I still feel so low on energy that I have to really kind of pick and choose what it is that I'm doing. And today I choose to do this. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. So if ever you guys are wondering, no, Betsy, don't do so much work, don't worry about me. I like to do this. I really enjoy. I can't wait to have more energy just so I can get back to my desk and draw and make more books and get back to this. This is what I want to do when I feel good. And so pretty much this is just me hoping that I can just kind of get past all these little complications that are happening because I got sick, and also trying to be patient, also trying to be nice to myself. And yeah, hopefully throughout this week, I'll heal completely. I'll be back up on my feet. I am already starting. I can go outside at least and to breathe okay. I can enjoy some things again. And that's nice. It's always nice to just remember just how nice it is to just go outside and sit on the back porch and just kind of hang out and just kind of enjoy the breeze. So that's been really nice. The sun came out. The weather's been changing, at least here in California. It got nice and warm lately. There's still occasional showers, but it's good. Everything's just really nice. And so I'm trying to remember that even though I've been sick for a couple of weeks, it's been awful. It's really tested my patience, that these things pass and things do get better. And I can get back to my usual crazy self, where I'm just constantly making stuff and enjoying myself and drawing and making art. And once I get back to that, everything will be so much better. So right now, you'll notice that this drawing is coming along pretty nicely. Like I said earlier, I really, really enjoyed the outcome for this one. I managed to put together a couple of different designs that I tend to use, and I actually really enjoyed the way they look together. If I have a chance for it, I'd like to try this one again, maybe for one of our live streams, so that we can all kind of draw this together. But what I do want to add to it is some color, because even though sepia is technically a color, it's still a bit of a bland color. It's not super exciting. It almost is as if I just did this in black and white. But I am happy about it. I think it turned out really nice. And for the next one, I really would love to kind of create a background with some more colors, maybe even with some paint, some gouache or something like that. So I'm hoping that as soon as I feel good, as soon as I'm 100% and I have the energy to get online and do a few more things again, that we will get together and create something like this, because this actually didn't take too long. I did speed up this video so that we could get it a little bit shorter so it wouldn't be too bad. But I think that when I sat down, I think I did it in about 2 sessions, and then total may have been about an hour and a half, but not even that. I think it was less than that. So it's totally doable. We can totally do this together if you'd like to join me for that sometime soon. As soon as I feel back to 100%, that would be really good. I'm really looking forward to that. And so yeah, as you can see here, I'm kind of just spending a whole lot of time filling in around the edges. As usual, of course, as usual, those bigger segments happen really quickly. In other words, those big parts of the drawing fill up the space so fast, and yet for some reason it takes just as long to fill up the rest with all those teeny tiny little designs. So what you're seeing me do here is adding all these tiny little designs and just filling in the spaces, and it's just taking forever. But it's good, of course. It's a good forever spending it kind of drawing and doodling. Here at the end, I am going to use that that really big brush marker that came with the set. I loved this part so much. It was so good. Usually I kind of dread having to fill in the edges just because for some reason or another whatever marker or pen I'm using doesn't quite cooperate the way I want to. But this one felt so good. I'm assuming it's probably because it's new. So it just feels really good whenever they're new. Because I did have this one for a little while and I forgot that I had it. So most of the pens in this set are pretty new and they are performing very well. What I am using here now is my usual ink wash. So it is water with a little bit of ink inside of a reusable watercolor pen. I have been noticing over time that the ink in here kind of comes out too fast. So you'll see it occasionally. You'll see that as I'm using it, it looks like too much of the ink wash is coming out. And that's why a moment ago you saw me using a Q-tip to kind of reabsorb some of that because it kind of just made a big splotchy mess. So I am trying to figure out why it's doing that. If it may be because this ink wash was in there too long, or is it because I didn't shake it well enough? I have noticed that when I take the pen and I give it a good shake, it stops flowing that way. So I'm trying to figure that out. But what I did end up doing with this drawing is once it dried again, I went and got my white gouache. I am using it straight from the bottle. This is the Liquitex acrylic gouache. And whenever I'm doing the highlights like this, my favorite way to use it is just straight from the bottle, just like that. I kind of open the cap and I use that little bit of gouache that's on the cap and I just use that to draw on my little highlights. I do believe that if this had some color to it, I think these highlights would have been even more impressive, but I do believe they look good anyway. It's always good to make sure that I keep practicing. So I'm just adding that little white line kind of over the center of each shape. Again, because it's a highlight, it's supposed to show kind of like this little bit of glow or shine, as if there's a light source in here somewhere. So that's what that's doing. And I don't think I added it to everything. I just kind of chose some of the shapes that are in the foreground. That's what I did. And left alone some of the ones that were in the background, just to try to make sure that there's kind of this differentiation. But yeah, like I said before, I basically just glued this into my journal. I really didn't feel like drawing in the journal this time. So here it is, and it blends right in. And I think it turned out really good. I love this so much. So definitely we're going to be doing this again very soon. As soon as I'm ready, I will make sure to let all of you guys know. Now, just as a very, very quick update, I do want you to know that I have lots of journals. And I'll let you guys know again very soon. But I believe this Friday I'm going to be posting all of my freshly made art journals up to my website. But again, I will make sure to let everybody know. I will make sure to let you know. I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.